Hello everybody, this is Alyssa from Mink Arts and Crafts, and today we are doing a post review. In today's post review, I cannot talk today. Today's post review is for the canvas Hello Wingspan from the artist Tony Viento, and this kit comes to us from Jaded Gem Shop. So this was actually the canvas that I did. What are you doing, Sushi? She's causing chaos. No, stop. No, you can't have that. That's garbage. She's trying to pull things off my desk. Silly cat. So today's canvas is Hello Wingspan from the artist Tony Viento. And this was the kit that I did for Nightcourt November, which is the event hosted by Mackenzie over at Dragonwing Diamonds and Sophie from the Diamond Help Desk. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the drills, the stats on this canvas, and then we'll go into looking at the actual canvas so I can move this out of the way, and then we'll go from there. So first off, this kit, it took me, here, I'll show you guys the actual, brief overview. This is kind of the cropped image. I have the full kit here, but it is a semi not safe for work canvas that I did. It's not really like a fully not safe for work. It's like a semi not safe for work. So this is the crop to make it like completely good to go to show on YouTube and all of that. This was my 92nd finish of all time. I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm updating my logbook, so I can't remember off the top of my head which number finish it is for the year. Ooh, what number finish is it for the year? Oh, now I'm curious. Because it was, let's see, 41, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. So 41, 42, 45th finish of the year. Okay, so I had to go through and look. It's my 45th finish for the year and my 92nd finish of all time. It took me 22 hours and 3 minutes to complete. It's a round drill canvas, 50 by 65. I was going to say 45 by 60. No, this one was a 50 by 65 round drill canvas. I started it on the 10th of November and I finished it on the 24th of November. So I just finished it. I don't know when this one's going to go up, if I'm going to put this up before the end of November or after. So we will see. And I love working on Jaded Gem Shop round drill kits. They are my favorite thing to do, are the rounds from Jaded Gem Shop. So I was super excited to work on this for the event, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. So we'll go over the drills so you can see how many drills I had left, all that fun stuff. As you can see, there are quite a few drills left over. There's a lot of darks in this kit here, and if you look here, you can see that there were a lot of like the 823, a little bit of the 310, and then a lot of the 939. That was what I had the most of, was this 939 right here. And I still had a fair, I ended up with, out of all of it that I did, I think there was about this much left in this container, which was pretty full to begin with. So I still had a little bit left over, not as much as what I had of some of the other colors, but still plenty left over. Nothing that I felt like I was going to run out of. There's still a lot of colors in here throughout everything that you can see, a lot of colors. The color palette was rather pleasant. Let me go ahead and turn this up so you can see the brilliance of those colors. I loved the contrast of the skin tones with the contrast of the blues. I thought they looked really good, and all the different shades of blue. They were wonderful to do. So, and it wasn't, there was not like an excessive amount of trash or anything. I really did not have very many trashy pieces at all. I was really pleased with that, because sometimes, you know, the darks, you get a lot of trash. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the canvas. So looking at the canvas here, I'll kind of scroll this part down so you can see the top edge. So there is the top, and you can see how sparkly. That's something that I love about Jaded Gem Shop rounds, and one of the reasons, beyond the fact that I just love rounds because they are so much faster for me and so much less effort for me to do, I love how sparkly they are. Like this glimmer just under the naked eye, they have this much shimmer and shine to them. And then with the lights on, you can see how much shinier they are. I love that. I love how shimmery and shiny they are. So that's the top part of the canvas. And then as we bring it down, you can see we're kind of coming down through, and That's about as low as I'm going to show you guys on the canvas. The canvas does extend a little bit further down. Let's see. So yeah, that's probably about this much further down, but we're not going to go down the rest of the way. We'll kind of settle it right here because you kind of get the gist by looking right here for the main part of the canvas here. So with this one, you'll notice this is a canvas. This is about the smallest size that I would want to go for this image in a round. And a lot of you guys would find that this would be too small of a picture to do because of the fact that it does look a little pixely. Because yes, you've got like you've got the torso all the way up on our character, but the face is relatively small in the grand scheme of the full picture. This is about the smallest that I realistically will go for him, because if I'm doing a round, because if I go any smaller, then he's going to end up being his face detail, you'll lose more of the detail in his face, and he'd end up being a lot more pixelated, and that's something that I don't want to do. But as it is, I feel like this is a great size where you still get the detail of his face, you still have the detail of the shadows in here, you have the shadows in the arm, you have the detailing there, so you can tell that he's got the muscles. You can see the forearm, you can see his triceps right through back here, you can see the bicep right in here, you can see the definition, and as we come down, you see the definition in the shadowing through here, through the chest and through the abdominals, and you've got the marks for the tattoo marks as they come along. Let me pop. Did I feel like I had a drill? That was weird. No, maybe I brushed weird. I don't know. So you can see that those marks there as you come down through. I love how the artist, Tony Viento, I love how he did the light on this, and it just looked, and he did an amazing job. So you've got the light coming from the back right through here and shining, and you've got this shine right here on the back of his torso here, and then you can still see a little bit of the light play right there, and then the light also on the back of his hand, and it just really brings that glimmer and the edging of the light along his wings, and you can see the accenting done very well throughout. That's something that turned out fantastic. The render looks really, really good. There was one thing that I did have to change render-wise, and that was this little spot right here. This is something that I did have to change on the render. So this little area of dark was a perfect rectangle. This was a perfect, pristine rectangle right here of this dark brown, and it looked, I think you didn't notice it until you stood back and went to take the photo and for each section, and I'm like, okay, that looks really odd. That just looks too perfectly rectangular. So I went back, I basically pulled and swapped some of the drills around, and I just basically took one drill off and then kind of shuffled them around and then put the drill back down in a different location. So I just kind of swapped it around to make it so that the darker brown and then the lighter tan brown were not in a perfect rectangle anymore, and it made them a little bit like uneven a little bit, and it made it look so much better for that shadowing that you're seeing there, and it didn't look like a perfect rectangle anymore. And I was like, okay, that looks good, I like it, I can go with that, because otherwise it was just too perfect, and I couldn't do it with it. It looked too perfect. The canvas, wonderful, like all of Jaded Gem Shop canvases are. The adhesive was fine, like no issues with that. It stuck super well. This is one of her normal hybrid charted canvases. No, it didn't have any of like so this is going to be very much the confetti heavy canvas, but because of the color palette being relatively monotone, where it's a lot of just the blues and the blacks and then the skin tones through our character here, there was actually a lot of color blocking. So you could see, like, this is a perfect example looking at his arm. So this was a color here, and then it fades to this color, and then you go to this color, and then you hit another brown around here, and then you go to the next color, and it would just kind of phase through and kind of go out in the gradations of color, which I enjoyed that part because it didn't feel like I was doing sheer confetti. And then you get to certain spots, like the part that you did have and that I could tell was a little bit more of that like computer charted and more of the confetti heavy is when you have the transition. So like in here, there's some random specks of like the blues that are in his hand here, and where we transition from the background into the hand here, that has a lot of like the tans into the browns into like blue randomness in here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that you can tell is more of the computer charting in there that doesn't need to be there. And that's something that if I were going back through, I would be basically pulling up those drills and placing them differently. And that's something that you can tell in a lot of the places when there's a transition. So like along the shoulder here, there's a lot of those random drills that are in the random colors. Same thing a little bit as we look around his ear here. Same thing with his right in here, a little bit right through here too. Also, if we look right there, it's like technically his torso ends like right here, but yet we have some of these random skin tones that kind of extend out to here, which is odd because, you know, his torso doesn't go out to there, yet there's skin tones that go out to here. So those really should be blues right there. That somehow just ended up as these weird colors. So it's just kind of like, those are things that you'll find when you have the hybrid charting like this. And those are things that I would typically, like if I wanted to spend the time, I could go through and like turn the light pad off and say, okay, yep, nope, I'm going to pick that drill off and put a different drill back on, blah, 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 blah. But that's very time consuming to do. So I usually don't do that. But it's something looking back through, if I were to take the time on it. I did have a couple drills that I did actually do that with. There were a couple random of this darker brown, randomly kind of in this lighter brown of his torso. I think like one over in here and one or two over in here that just looked really out of place in like this coloring here and over in here, that I did pull that dark brown out, and then I did put this lighter brown back into that area, and it looked so much better once I did that. So I did do that in a couple spots, and I was pleased once I did it. But overall, I'm super pleased with how this turned out. I love how it looks. Let me see if I can give you guys, now you guys see all my stuff I have around my desk when I do that, but I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I love it. I think the one thing that really bothers me is the blue in the hand right there. That annoys me. We'll see if I decide. I won't really, because it's done, so I'm done. But that does bother me, having the blue specks in his hand. But otherwise, I absolutely love how this turned out, and I needed this. I needed the round kit because I've been doing a lot of the square canvases lately, and I love his wings. His wings are just like, they're stunning, and like the light on this is super, super stunning. It's beautiful, beautiful canvas. Anyways, that is pretty much what I have for you guys on this canvas here. And like I said, this is Hello Wingspan by Tony Viento, and this comes to us from Jaded Gem Shop. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this canvas, seeing this finish. This was a super fun one to do for the Nightcourt November event, and I look forward to picking out what canvas I want to do for Nightcourt November next year, because I like to plan that in advance and figure out which canvas I want to do quite a ways in advance, and I was super excited to do this one. So that's all I have for you guys for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.